Should South Africa acquire nuclear weapons? As you saw, America bombed Iran, but nobody has ever tried to bomb North Korea. Why is that? Well, the answer is simple. North Korea actually does have nuclear weapons, so there's nobody who wants to mess with them. So do you think it's a good idea for South Africa to acquire nuclear weapons, or do you think we're going to end up like Iran, getting bombed? Now, some of you might not know, but South Africa used to have nuclear weapons. We had about 6, and we're developing our 7th one. This was around 1985, 1986. We were developing our 7th nuclear weapon, and then we started to dismantle them just before the black majority government came into power. So do you think having nuclear weapons will make South Africa more safe going into the future, or do you think it's a bad idea? Well, let's dive in. Now, during apartheid, the South African government felt threatened, so they wanted to make sure that nobody will ever dare and attack them again, so they wanted nuclear weapons. Working together with Israel, South African apartheid and Israel have a lot in common. They were both established in 1948, and they helped each other to acquire nuclear weapons and a lot of other things. But I'll dive into that on a YouTube video that I'm going to post, so please like and subscribe. The link is in the bio above. Now, let's dive into this. So working with the Israelis, South Africa and the Israeli government worked together to do tests. There was the Villa incident. You can go and look it out. This was when South African apartheid government in Israel tested a nuclear bomb just south between South Africa and Antarctica to make a test. So they did a test right there. They were working very closely, because Israel had already acquired nuclear weapons around 1967, and South Africa really wanted them to make sure that they won't be attacked by anybody else. So they worked together up until South Africa started building its own with the knowledge that it got from Israel. And up around 1985, 1986, South Africa had 6 working nuclear weapons. They also needed a ballistic missile so that they would be able to launch it and attack anywhere in the world. That's when they come with, I think it was called the RS-2. Or was it RSA-2, something like that. And it was a copy of the Jericho-2 missile from Israel. So they also copied the Israeli ballistic missile. And around this time, they felt confident that nobody will ever dare attack them. The doctrine was that we will never use it first, but if you attack us, we will use it. So when it was around 1985 to 1988, they realized that eventually the apartheid government was going to lose, and then the black majority government was going to come into power. They had a problem with that. They didn't want to pass this thing that they worked really hard to acquire to a black majority government. So they started to dismantle it around 1988, 1989. Towards 1990, the nuclear program had already been shut down right now, and the enriched uranium was stored in Pretoria. So this is not sensitive information, guys. I'm not putting us under threat. It's a well-known thing. Even if you go to Wikipedia,